Deal time! Who wants deal time? You ready for deal time? It's deal time! eBay always has the best stuff. I want to build a computer. I want to buy a graphic card. I need 4090 Ti Super. Oh, no you don't. No you don't. You only need as much as you need. You don't need that. Are you doing AI work? Do you need that much compute? No. No, you want to play Minecraft. You want to play Minecraft, don't you? You don't need 4090 Ti Super. I should stop. I'm gonna teach you a little trick. Okay, cheapest sold items for GPU. You can get graphics cards for, okay, well this is box only, but there are graphics cards going for 20 bucks, okay? And if you want me to test some of these like $10, $20 graphics cards, smash like. I'm ready to do it. Hey, my hands are tied. Cheapest sold graphics card, now we're under $10. So the search terms matter. GPU, graphics card, these are $10. These are really bad graphics cards. Don't expect these to do any gaming other than like Game Boy emulation or playing Half-Life, okay? Maybe even Left 4 Dead. These can play Left 4 Dead. I actually have this exact card, the 7770 DE. I got it for 10 bucks. We're still not seeing anything fast. That's fine. Now I'm going to look up video card, yet another synonymous term for graphics card and GPU. And we have some extra different listings. Some of the same ones from video or graphics card. An original Twin Frozer GTX 275. If there's another one for this price, heck yeah. I mean, again, it's not fast, very outdated. What do you want from me, huh? I don't have all the answers. I don't have the hookup, okay? I just look at numbers and I go, yeah. Okay, let's get off sold. Let's stay lowest and just do buy it now because the bidding will get in the way of that. With just video card, they're starting at $20. And again, these are really bad cards. Like these aren't going to do any more than give you multiple displays at this point. Hey, a 730. That was popular. Remember 730? I remember 730. I did 730. This is $25. Like, no. Cheapest buy it now cards are $20 to $30 for the search term of video card. And the fastest thing here is probably this 6870 1 gig for 30 bucks. Again, not good. Oh, this is very, very important. You have to unbend this before you try putting it in your computer. There's a good to fair chance you're going to forget to do that and then scratch up the audio connectors on your board. I've done that. Suddenly you need a sound card. But everything else here, ancient, not fast. Whoa. This is different. Barco? This is a video card. Oh, that's okay. This is old memory. This is like SD. This must be extremely old. I've never heard of Barco. Medical monitor. 128 megabyte for medical monitor. I don't understand. Either way, this is interesting because I've never seen anything like it. $30? Maybe, if it's like that rare. But yeah, oh, I didn't even realize. Yeah, PCIX. Holy crap. That's enough video card. Here, I'm going to go to graphics card real quick. We're going to see what they have for here. Buy it now. These ones also start at $20. There's not a lot of good here. Again, obviously they're going to be the lowest end as the market moves. But it only goes so far down. There is a baseline which seems to be 10, 20 bucks. I mean, sure, you can get a $1 graphics card if you have like the best deal and hookup and you meet locally and you don't have to ship or whatever the case may be. And it's anywhere from like an HD 5450 to a GTX 560 or a 6000 series from AMD. Any of like the low profile, super low power graphics cards. You're probably not going to find anything good or something that's driver supported. But hey, who knows what you actually need. If you're not playing the latest games, something that needs driver support or the latest APIs like Vulkan or DirectX 12, if you are just playing casually with some of your buds or whatever, then you may only need so much. But you also don't want to go too old to where you definitely have performance issues, where efficiency is not there, where you're drawing, you have a 400 series card and you're drawing way more power than something that that's modern and so much faster. Maybe there's not enough VRAM, and again, yeah, you can run into those driver issues where you can't play the latest games. So we're getting to $40 now, and I'm seeing some cool things, but nothing that's worth it. These are both $40. These are cool looking cards, and there's something that I would consider for actually like maybe $15, $20. But again, I got a 7770 for $10. This design is way cooler. This is probably my favorite 7770. And again, this one from Galaxy. It's cool, neat design, but 9000 series card, or yeah, from Nvidia. That's like 2008 or 9. Like, what? I think we've exhausted that. Instead, I'm going to look up GTX. See what we get on GTX from buy it now. Lowest 550 Ti, $25. That's too much. Another one exactly like it. I actually have 2 of these, but in the 2 gig versions, and I got both of them for this single price of $30. So I essentially got them for $15 each, and they were better than this one. So no. Any of these 500 series cards are extremely outdated. This is a lie. Okay, fake. Read description. Then don't market it as a 1050 Ti fake. Because these, I'm going to tell you what it is if I look at the back of the board there. That is a 550 Ti, and so is this one. You can tell by the SMDs on the back, the memory, and the blankness of the board. There are still people that sell these cards that have been flashed to tell you that it's a 1050 Ti that I usually reach out to and say, hey, this is actually not this card. This is obviously not a 1050 Ti for these reasons. And then they'll go, like, I literally had this guy that told me, no, I had someone from Nvidia confirm this is the real card, and yes, in different markets this card existed. No, you're lying. You're covering your lie with another lie. This guy at least says it's fake, even though I mean, he's pricing it roughly in the range of a 550 Ti, as seen on LTT, blah blah. You can actually figure out what these cards are if you read the die, take off the heatsink, clean off the thermal paste, and read the die, unless they actually etched in a new name, which would be really risky. It'll tell you exactly what it is. So again, at least he's saying it's fake, but he's not using the real card, which is probably 550 Ti. I think I've seen 650s. The back will look a little different. This is not true. Why does it say MSI? Oh, because it is an MSI Hawk with a sparkle cooler. What? Yep, that is a Fermi die. You can tell because it's more rectangular. This is before they actually used the dies and they had heat spreaders on them. A GTX 460. It is an MSI card. It's just using a different cooler. That's interesting. It's neat, but I think I would definitely prefer the MSI cooler. Okay, we're at $40. There's nothing good here. It's just the same stuff over and over. Usually you just get like the boxes for the cards. 650 Ti Boost. There are smaller versions of these. The blower is probably the worst version. And this is scratched up. How did that happen? Where are you putting your card? And it's rusted. No! Yeah, you're not cleaning that off. This is not the best condition at all. But 650 Ti Boost at the time, like 2012, 2013, was a decent card entry level wise. Let's look up Radeon. Okay, again, we're starting at $20, going from lowest, buy it now. And now the real deals are on auctions. We'll check those out in a moment here. But just looking around, there's nothing really that good. And most of these, I shouldn't have to keep stressing, these aren't great cards. Here's another really cool Sapphire 7770 gigahertz edition. So the other one we looked at just had a different cooler. These will perform the same. They both have a gig of memory. This one's just a little smaller and I like it. Shroud's all plastic. I've used this one before. $30, too high. I mean, the other one was $40, but still, you can probably, if you're lucky, I think I maybe got this one for $30 like 8 years ago. $48.90. So this is a top end. This shroud is weird. I kind of like that. Oh, it's just a little heatsink for the power delivery, it looks like. $48.70. So there is a $48.90 that is a little faster. Actually, they're based on the same chip. So for $30, if you're trying to complete your collection, that's not a bad one to get. I do like the design, even though it's all plastic shroud. The Sapphire VRM cooler is pretty cool. $69.50 for 30 bucks. This is quite a long card. Plus it has the bracket, which can be taken off. And you'll have to bend that IO shield. You'll have to bend that back, otherwise it won't fit. $69.50 is a cut down version of the $69.70. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and there are 2 gig versions of this card. So don't... Oh, this is the 2 gig version. But it's a blower style. Big old scratch on the side. It's very OEM. Not a terrible price. You can probably get better. How'd you misspell your listing? This is an R7 265. Rookie mistake, but 264. 2 gig GDDR5. So this is the same as... Oh, okay, so this almost $40. Not worth it. I remember wanting this card back in the day. It is essentially a rebranded R7 370 and HD 7850. This is the same exact card, except this has 2 gigs of video memory. So it's a cool card. Actually, there are cooler versions of this card. I do like MSI, but oh, it comes with accessories. That's neat. 2 Molex to 6-pin. Yeah, only if you have to. Wow, why are good card not cheap? I'm gonna go back to GPU, but we're gonna do auctions. And we're gonna do ending soonest. And I'm gonna try to get to something you guys could actually grab if you watch this in time. Here's an example of not a fake card, but this is a fairly faker OEM shroud. So yeah, this is a... Ooh, actually, no. That sticker makes me think it's the same kind of Chinese ones. But this one looks identical to the other fake 1050 Ti's we were looking at. Not that this one's claiming to be a 1050 Ti, but it's matching pretty closely. One way to tell a 1050 Ti fake is VGA. 10 series does not have VGA, despite what a liar may tell you. What are you doing trying to sell a 250X for $65? Like, what are you on? This actually looks too crazy to be a 250X. I could be wrong. Oh, well, it's right there, R72. Oh, well, 250X is different from a 250. So I want to share with you something. Look at this graph. This is all AMD GPUs sorted mostly by the GPU it's based on. Once you get back to Terascale 1, like the 2000, HD 2000, 3000, 4000, I don't have all these sorted out yet, but I do have 5000 series all the way up to current. Well, actually not current. I mostly have Terascale 2 all the way up to GCN4. This graph will show you rebranded cards. So every card that has like the arrow, you see these arrows here, these tells you what the card became. So what I was saying earlier, this HD 7850, you see the amount of cores it has, the stream processors. It later became, it skipped the 8000 OEM series. A 7850 became an R7 265, which became an R7 370. Where are we at? R7 250, right here, 250X. It's actually 640 stream processors. This card was a 7770. So now we know. And an 8760. So if you see an 8760, that's a 7770. HD 7730 became the 8570, which became the R7 250, which became the R7 340X, which became the R7 or RX 430. Now, if you're wondering what the green highlighted ones mean, those are cards that I have. I could test these lower end $20, $30 cards if you want. But you have to like. I'm sorry. Hands are tied. Oh, this is interesting. An R7 240, I'm sure you know from Linus's videos.
Don't buy low-end junk.
An R7 240 still exists today. It's been rebranded and pushed under the rug to where it exists currently as a Radeon 610. I'm sure you never heard of a 610. Maybe you have. But it went all the way down the line, and that's what it became. Which is probably AMD's longest running GPU other than the 5450. You know the 5450, like the crappiest card in the world. It existed all the way up to R5 220. I remember when Best Buy was selling these for like 80 bucks. That was crazy. Yeah, that graph is for you special viewers. Well, 3 days left on this one. For only 30 bucks right now? I'm assuming this will go up in price, but for $30, a 1050 2 gig is actually a really good deal. A 7950. I think I got mine. I'd forget how much I got mine for. So this is the cool MSI Twin Frozer that I love so much, but it's Zite. And this is equivalent to an R9 280X. Oh, we're here again. All right. a 7950. Actually, this is the one that I got for like 30 bucks. I made a video about. So I was thinking it was a 7970. A 7970 became a 280X. A 7950 became a 280. What is this? This looks very OEM, but also fake. With that logo, it's like at most 200 series. 6770. 4 gig D5. I don't believe that one bit. I'll tell you what. Yeah, this driver disc looks fake. Something about it just rings like not legit. Something about it. I don't know. Couldn't put my finger on it. To what this actually may be, I don't know. That sticker looks fake. 4 gigs of GDDR5 is a red flag. And for reference, a 6770 is a rebranded 5770. So a 6770 cannot possibly have 4 gigs of memory. It was only up to 1 gig of memory. It was GDDR5 though. But if something's suggesting that it is a 4 gig variant of perhaps GDDR5, maybe it's a 6570. Because those had up to probably 4 gigs of DDR3. But nothing else in this list did. Yeah, and I can't tell from the back of it what it could actually possibly be. Oh, coming from OfferUp, there's no way this is a scam. The same card. This is the same card with the same sticker? Well, not like the exact same card, actually. Holy crap, wait a minute. Well, it just came in like a really standard, subtle box. Only it ended up buying the wrong one for my PC. Only a day old. It's only a day old. It's only a day old, I promise. That's interesting that the same card came up there. I want to know what this actually is. Here we go. This is weird. Now this could have been flashed to read as something else. There's always the chance of that. Well, at least this one, this 6770, is actually a 6750 because, well, of this image right here. It shows that it has 720 shaders with 36 TMUs and 16 ROPs. Like, that's the 6750. But they don't come with 4 gigs of memory. It might not actually be 4 gigs of memory. I actually doubt that unless it's a completely different card. Because this doesn't make sense. I would almost say this has me stumped. Actually, it does. Either way, it's not 40 bucks. This 780, maybe a couple years ago, it was worth 100 bucks. Really not that long ago, once there was like a GPU shortage and all that. But currently, I would say 50 bucks would be nice. Currently, this 3 gig 1060 is not a terrible deal. 60 bucks could be a little cheaper, actually. This 970 is definitely too much for $81 plus tax. However, this RX 480, even though it came in a sketchy box, 65, oh, plus shipping, maybe not. But if you get this for that $50 bid and you get it for 70 bucks, that's not awful. But if you pay a little more, you can get a lot more. And that's where a lot of these like really cheap cards don't make too much sense, is when you could just spend a little more and get a lot more, but you also can run into diminishing returns while you spend a lot more and you get not as much more. Here's a 650 Ti, not as good as a 650 Ti Boost. I know these can come in 1 gig, so being 2 gig, $25 probably not that bad. This one will end before the video's out, but a 970 for 50 bucks right here, it's still during bidding, but that's a much better deal. 50 bucks for 970, I would say, is adequate. Here's a different 1050 for $25, still in bidding. Ends in 12 hours, so you probably won't be able to snag this one either, but that is not bad. 25 bucks for a 1050. Dang, okay, yeah. And that's especially good because a 1050 is still driver supported. If you go for like a 650, especially for the same price, like huge difference. Beyond that, a 650 is no longer driver supported. Here's another 650 Ti for more expensive than the 1050. Again, that 1050 can go up in price. Actually, I might be looking at that one funny, if you know what I mean. 50 bucks for an RX 470? Hey. Okay. So there are 4 gig versions of the GTX 680. Also, that heat sink's a bit rusted, so perhaps not. And this is Zotac one. It's a different design. Not my favorite though. It looks a little wonky. A 680 is just a 770, and I have one of those. It's not awful performance. It's similar to a GTX 960 R9 280, so it'd be a 7850 or 7950. I mean, it's good enough for some games, but again, not driver supported. Hey, here's a low profile 750 Ti. These are cool. There's this one, and then there's MSI one. Yeah, but even though this isn't a great price, $45 to $50 after tax. I love tiny low profile cards. I actually need one. Oh, I don't need one, but I would like one. Ah, here we go. Here's a fake card. This 1050 Ti. Take a good look at this shroud. This means it is probably from the Asian continent, and it is probably not what it says it is, especially if it says 1050 Ti. You see this same sticker? Take good note of this sticker. This is the same font and boldness as the 4 gig 6770 that was messing me up. It's a lie. I'm lying to you right now. And again, the telltale sign this is not actually a 10 series card is the VGA. So this VGA tells you it is not a Pascal card. Also, the 6-pin connector. GTX 1050 Ti. 1050 Ti specifications. Maximum graphics card watt, 75 watts, which also happens to be the same power that the PCI Express connector gives you without the 6-pin. The 6-pin's another 75 watts. And when you add those extra 2 pins, so it's an 8-pin connector, then that's 150 watts on top of the 75 watts of the PCI Express connector. So a 75 watt card will not require a 6-pin adapter. Power connectors, none. GTX 650, 65 watts, but it also comes with a 6-pin. A little sus, huh? Well, SLI Crossfire ready, that's also not true. Oh, yeah, my bad. So this doesn't have an SLI connector. That actually narrows it down because the 650 does not. GTX 650 Ti. I know the 550 Ti does have a 6-pin connector. So this is at most a 650 Ti. At most. Because yes, while a 1050 Ti or 1050, they don't have SLI connectors. SLI is not supported until 1070. And it's not even SLI, it's NVLink or whatever. This is not a 1050 Ti at all. And yet is being marketed as one, and that's okay somehow. Because I didn't know any better. This is what I bought. And the best part is that there's nothing you can do. I've tried talking to these people, which, I mean, you shouldn't have to engage with somebody, especially when it's your engagement is right away to tell them that they're wrong, because people will automatically form a mental wall or become defensive against that. Now, I hope the people bidding on this know what they're doing and aren't buying it because it's a 1050 Ti. This shroud is a red flag. Now, I'd love to see this shroud on an actual 1050 Ti. Oh, that'd be a great video. The first legit 1050 Ti that looks like this. That would be cool, actually. I hope no one has done that already. The first real fake 1050 Ti. Yeah, this is fake. I've tried to be like, hey, just letting you know, this isn't actually a 1050 Ti. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change what they're listing. They're not going to change it. They're not going to update it, because if you tell them it's something way worse, well, maybe they think you're just saying that so you get a better deal, you know? Oh, you know, maybe they think you're lying to them so that they'll give it to you for a lower price. Oh, it's not as good as it was. Okay, fine, I'll let it go for cheap or whatever. But it is bidding, so it's up for the people to decide. But hey, you don't want what you just said to influence everyone else bidding on it, because as far as they know, maybe this is a 1050 Ti. It's not, but it's one of those things that makes you sad. Hey, but a 960 for $30, that is nice. It's equivalent to somewhere in between a 1050 and 1050 Ti. Maybe it's more on par with the 1050 Ti, but Either way, 30 bucks. It's still bidding with 2.25 days left, or 2 1/3 days left. There is enough time for this to jump up to 50 bucks, and then it's no longer a good deal. But for anything under 40, that's not bad. But keep in mind, 960, not that fast anymore, and there are 4 gig versions. A 2 gig frame buffer isn't a lot anymore. But hey, if you want me to test out what a 2 gig or 1 gig frame buffer will get you, also just like video. You know, I need algorithmic help. I'm algorithmically impaired. That's just how it would be sometimes. 30 bucks for a 750, not bad, but actually, yeah, not bad. As long as it stays at that price. As compared to this $55 1050 Ti. Even though it's a Ti, it's not worth twice the price. Welcome to The Price is Rice. This 760 for just under $30. Again, 3 days left, but not bad as long as it stays that price. A 1030. Okay, so you got to be careful of 1030s. You got to hope this isn't a DDR4 version. Unless I look up the model number, it's hard to tell. Please have it pasted here. You do, thank you. Untested. Well, that's not fun. Here's the card. Came out 2017. This is probably, yep, GDDR5. So 1030, still an excellent card. Again, not fast, but it is incredibly efficient. We have nothing else that's as widely popular or as widely on the market as one of these that's this efficient. Maybe an RX 550. But this thing is really fast for what it is and how much power it draws. And this one's silent, and that is assuming there's no coil whine of any kind, blah blah blah. But hey, this would actually go good in a mini PC. And unlike most of the cards on here that I've been looking at, this is still driver supported and maybe for a couple more years. 3 days left. Hopefully it stays this price for $35. That's not bad. But watch out for the DDR4 1030s. Hey, I don't see these too often. A 4 gig GTX 770. DirectCU2 could use a little cleaning, but the shroud or the metal isn't rusty, so that's cool. $60, not really worth it. This is an odd 480 or 588 gig. For $55, not an awful price. MLLSE, I've never heard of this brand. I like the backplate, just solid black. Could remove the stickers, but it's new. Tested and work. I don't know how new it can be. I mean, it doesn't look dirty at all. I think I see a little bit of dust on these fins right here. I could be wrong, but that would only invalidate the it's new argument. Also, these aren't being manufactured anymore. Oh, apparently there are some Asian ones going around. What is this brand? Shenzhen. Okay, so this is a rebranded of some kind. 50 bucks for a 960? No. Maybe if it was a 4 gig. RX 640 for $40? Okay, and it's only, what is that? 8X 3.0? Let me reference this chart again. 640 is a 550 with 640 stream processors, so it's the better RX 550. So for $40, it's not awful, plus it's low profile. It's only taking me to the mobile, but these are the correct specs. Yeah, 8X 3.0. All right. I mean, yeah, fine, sure, whatever. 64-bit memory bus, not amazing. As far as this mobile version goes, I don't know about this OEM one. But actually, that's not an amazing deal compared to other things. Maybe if you need something low profile like this, and you don't, I mean, your power budget you want to crunch low, then it's not an awful card. Hey, but it's 60 bucks for a 1650. Not an awful price, and it's low profile. So maybe there's some argument to be had here. I mean, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't buy it for that, but I like it. Whoa, this is going up in price. Well, it will. The Vega 56 for right now only 50 bucks. I could see this going even past 100, but for under 100, this is pretty good deal, even though it's going to be hot and loud. Good performer. Too bad it will be outdated. Well, it already is outdated, but no longer driver supported soon, eventually. R7470, only a 4 gig, but right now it's only $35. That's pretty good. As long as it stays under 50 bucks, not bad. Oh, a 750 Ti for 35. Hopefully the bidding doesn't go too crazy, but Again, it's up to you to pick these out, as long as this doesn't go over 40 bucks, as long as it stays under. And as long as you're specifically looking for that, because again, they're not very, you can get better cards, like a 1050 would be way better than that. This is interesting to say the least. Yeah. It's been running like this for a while, so we know it works, because it's so much freaking dust caked on it. Yeah. Neat, I guess. I like how they put a little back plate on it with zip ties protect it. I mean, hey, when it works, okay? And it's a 2 gig RX 460, and for over $40, hey, maybe. Strix 960 2 gig for $35. Not awful, but again, there are 4 gig versions, but they are going to be more expensive. Okay, so here's a 770. Price, too high. Over 60 bucks. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is saying Founders Edition. Now, show of hands, who can tell me what's wrong with saying Founders Edition about a GTX 770? Anyone? You in the back. Correct. Founders Edition refers to anything 10 series or after from NVIDIA, because that's when they started competing with board partners and binning their own chips and selling them at a price premium above MSRP. They started doing that with 10 series. That's what Founders Edition refers to. Reference is essentially the same thing, but reference also refers to these cards straight from NVIDIA that perhaps weren't binned and actually at MSRP, not competing with the board partners. For reference, this is reference. Got it? A 900 series, a 600 series. Does NVIDIA have reference 500 series? They did. Okay, so these are the reference cards, which these are the same design as the EVGA ones. What? So you see these ones. These are the coolest 500 series cards. Anyway, this is Founders Edition. You notice the angularity of the shroud? It looks the same. It is not the same. So it is still, you can still consider these reference, but these are reference and not considered Founders Edition. Let's play a game. Reference, Founders Edition. Reference, both of these are reference. Founders Edition, reference. Founders Edition, Founders Edition, Founders Edition. Reference, reference. And yes, Titan Z referenced design from EVGA when they had a close relationship. Not that it matters. It's one of those things, you know? Okay, here's the last good deal. Here's a GTX 670. Again, not a super fast card today, but a 4 gig version, super clocked. And it comes with all the accessories, has a back plate, all that cool stuff. And it is only $15 right now, and you have 5 days to figure yourself out. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Graphics Cards. I'm actually going to continue doing this for next video, but next video will be on motherboards and processors and the like. So if you like this, stay tuned for that. Did you like? Like! You better like! Oh, I'm doing the outro. You better like before I do the outro. Oh no, you don't do it. You're going to do it, I'm doing it. I'm doing what you're doing. I'm picking what you're putting. You can't even see me anymore. That's how far you are.